Testosterone. Testosterone is a hormone, a chemical signal that tells your body how to build, repair, compete, recover, and reproduce. You think of it as the male hormone. That's only half true. It's made mostly in the testes. The hypothalamus signals the pituitary, then the testes respond. Sounds simple, but here's the catch. It isn't controlled by one organ. Sleep, food, body fat, stress, sunlight, gut health, medication, and genetics all push the signal up or down. You don't have a testosterone switch, you have a testosterone ecosystem. The truth is, testosterone doesn't collapse from one dramatic mistake. It gets dragged down by boring signals your body keeps receiving every day. Healthy fats. Healthy fats are dietary fats your body uses for hormones, cell membranes, and energy. They're found in eggs, olive oil, avocados, nuts, seeds, fish, and dairy. For most, fat isn't just food, it's reputation. Your body doesn't care about the trend, it cares about raw material. Testosterone is a steroid hormone. That means its backbone comes from cholesterol, the molecule your body uses to build hormones, vitamin D, bile acids, and cell walls. Once you eat enough healthy fat, your body has better hormonal building blocks. Your brain gets the signal that you're not starving. At first, it feels like steadier energy, better satiety, and fewer cravings. But here's the catch. This isn't permission to drown everything in butter and call it masculinity. Too much fat, too many calories, and too much body fat can push testosterone the other way. The truth is, healthy fats don't magically boost testosterone. They support the system that makes testosterone possible. Gut health. Gut health is the condition of your digestive system, your intestinal lining, and the trillions of bacteria living inside you. For most, digestion isn't testosterone. It's bloating, bathrooms, and whether your stomach survives spicy food. But your gut is not just a pipe, it's a chemical factory. Once you eat, your gut decides what gets absorbed, what gets fermented, and what gets inflamed. It affects zinc, magnesium, vitamin D, and fatty acids. Your hormone system doesn't run on motivational quotes, it runs on materials. At first, good gut health looks boring. Regular digestion, less bloating, better appetite control, better nutrient absorption. But here's the catch. Gut health has become a marketing circus. Probiotic drinks, detox powders, and expensive bacteria in cute bottles. You don't need to worship your microbiome, you need to stop abusing it. The truth is, your gut doesn't make you masculine. It helps decide whether the rest of your system is calm enough to function. Sun and UV. Sun and UV exposure are your body's way of using light as a biological signal. UV light hits your skin and helps your body make vitamin D. For most, sunlight isn't a hormone factor. It's weather. It's a beach day. It's something you avoid until you're tired and scrolling under artificial light at midnight. Once sunlight hits your skin, your body starts a chain reaction that helps produce vitamin D. Vitamin D behaves less like a regular vitamin and more like a hormone signal. At first, sunlight feels almost too simple. You go outside, your circadian rhythm gets anchored. Your brain learns when morning is morning and night is night. There's more. Morning light also helps sleep timing, and sleep is where a large part of daily testosterone rhythm is protected. But here's the catch. Sunlight is not a steroid cycle from the sky. More sun doesn't mean more testosterone forever. Too much UV damages skin. Too little sun leaves weak signals. The truth is, sunlight doesn't inject testosterone into your bloodstream. It reminds your biology what time it is. Cholesterol. Cholesterol is a fatty molecule your body uses to build steroid hormones, including testosterone. It's made by your liver and found in eggs, meat, dairy, and seafood. For most, cholesterol is the villain, the thing on the blood test, the number your doctor circles. But here's the twist. Cholesterol isn't just danger, it's also raw material. Your body uses it to make testosterone, cortisol, estrogen, and vitamin D. That's not a loophole, that's physiology. Once cholesterol enters hormone-producing cells, enzymes convert it through a chain of steps. Eventually, testosterone is produced. At first, this sounds like eating more cholesterol should automatically mean more testosterone. Nice try. The body is not that dumb. Your liver tightly regulates cholesterol production. The truth is, cholesterol isn't the enemy of testosterone, but pretending cholesterol is always harmless is another kind of stupidity. Genetics. Genetics are the instructions you inherit. They shape your baseline testosterone production, androgen receptor sensitivity, body fat pattern, muscle potential, and how strongly your tissues respond to hormones. For most, genetics is either an excuse or a fantasy. If you're winning, you call it discipline. If you're losing, you call it genetics. Convenient. But here's the reality. Two people can have the same testosterone number and feel different. One has more sensitive androgen receptors. One converts more testosterone to estrogen. One binds more testosterone with sex hormone binding globulin. Same number, different body. Once genetics sets your baseline, your lifestyle works inside that range. You can improve the signal, but you don't get to choose your starting hardware.
But here's the catch. Genetics is not a prison. It's a ceiling, a floor, and a set of rules. You still control sleep, training, fat mass, nutrition, alcohol, stress, and medication choices. The truth is, genetics loads the gun. Your habits decide whether you keep pulling the trigger into your own foot. Sleep. Sleep is the nightly recovery state where your brain, nervous system, and hormone rhythm reset. It's not just rest, it's scheduled maintenance. For most, sleep is treated like leftover time. You finish work, scroll, eat late, and then act surprised when your body feels like a cheap battery. Once you sleep properly, testosterone follows a daily rhythm. Levels rise during sleep and are usually highest in the morning. That means your night is not separate from your hormones. At first, better sleep feels basic. More energy, better mood, fewer cravings, better training, less need for caffeine to pretend you're alive. But here's the catch. You can't fake sleep with supplements. Magnesium won't rescue a life built on 5 hours, blue light, and revenge scrolling. That's the trap. You think you're gaining time by sleeping less. You're borrowing from testosterone, recovery, attention, and impulse control. The truth is, sleep doesn't make you weak. It makes the rest of your effort count. Plastics and BPA. Plastics and BPA are part of a bigger group called endocrine-disrupting chemicals. These are compounds that can interfere with hormone signaling. They're found around food packaging, containers, receipts, bottles, can linings, and products that touch your skin or food. For most, plastic is convenience, cheap, light, everywhere. Once certain chemicals enter your body, they can mimic hormones, block hormone signals, or interfere with enzymes involved in hormone production. BPA gets most of the attention. Phthalates matter too. At first, nothing happens. That's why it's easy to ignore. You microwave food in plastic. You drink from old bottles. You feel fine. That's the trick. But here's the catch. Plastics are not instant testosterone poison. One bottle won't destroy you. One receipt won't ruin your life. The real issue is repeated exposure, especially when safer choices are easy. The truth is, plastics don't steal your masculinity overnight. They quietly add noise to a system that already has enough problems. Lean mass and body fat. Lean mass and body fat are two of the biggest physical signals behind testosterone. Lean mass includes muscle, bone, organs, and water. Body fat is stored energy, but it also acts like an endocrine organ. For most, fat is just appearance, abs or no abs, jawline or no jawline. But body fat is not just storage, it talks. Once body fat climbs too high, inflammation rises, insulin resistance can worsen, and testosterone can be converted into estrogen through aromatase. That enzyme lives in fat tissue. At first, weight gain feels harmless. A softer waist, a slower run, a shirt that fits differently. Nothing dramatic. Then comes the peak. Energy drops, sleep gets worse, training feels heavier, libido can fade. But here's the catch. Getting too lean can also hurt testosterone. If you diet aggressively, undereat, overtrain, and chase a shredded look all year, your body reads that as famine. The truth is, your body doesn't reward extremes. It rewards the range where survival looks safe and strength looks useful. Medications. Medications are chemicals used to treat disease.
pain, inflammation, mood, blood pressure, hair loss, and dozens of other problems. Some save lives. Some also affect hormones. For most, medication is separate from testosterone. You take the pill for one problem and assume the rest of the body stays out of it. It doesn't. Some medications can reduce testosterone production, alter libido, raise prolactin, suppress brain signals, or change androgen metabolism. Opioid painkillers, long-term glucocorticoids, some psychiatric drugs, and finasteride are common examples. At first, you may not connect the dots. Low drive, flat mood, worse training. You blame age, stress, or laziness. But here's the catch. Never stop medication just because a video made you suspicious. That's how people turn a fixable side effect into a medical disaster. Here's the deal. If symptoms started after a medication change, that's a conversation with your doctor, not your gym friend, not a comment section. A doctor. The truth is, medication isn't good or bad. It's powerful. Powerful things need supervision. Stress reduction. Stress reduction is the process of lowering the chronic threat signal your body receives every day. Not removing all stress, that's impossible. Lowering the kind that never turns off. For most, stress is treated like a personality trait. You say you're busy. You say you're grinding. You say pressure makes diamonds. Cute. But the reality is chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated. Cortisol is useful in short bursts, but when it stays high, it competes with recovery, sleep, libido, and muscle repair. Once stress becomes your default state, your body starts budgeting. It doesn't prioritize reproduction when it thinks you're under threat. At first, you feel productive, wired, important, needed. Then comes the come down. Bad sleep, short temper, cravings, worse workouts, less libido. That's the trap. You think you're proving toughness. You're actually teaching your nervous system that peace is unsafe. The truth is, testosterone doesn't thrive in a body that thinks it's being hunted all day. Because the same system that protects testosterone also protects your brain. Sleep, sunlight, training, food, stress control, less alcohol, fewer fake emergencies. Not dramatic, not viral, not wrapped in neon packaging. But here's the truth. Your hormones don't need a heroic transformation. They need fewer daily betrayals.